Monday night, King Harold here with King's Club Casino Professional Baccarat. You can play it full time. We prefer you play it as a side hustle. We prefer you play it for levels that are under the radar. We prefer that you not bring any attention to yourself, that you get in and you get out with your money and do it every day for the rest of your life. That's what we prefer you to do. Not taking so much money that draws attention to you, not being at the table so long that anything that draws attention to you, not getting a player's club card, not trying to get comps for things. Keep it on the down low. Dagsy, hey buddy. Keep it on the down low, right, Bill Latta? My friend is in here. Gary Sherinian, KC Steve, you're in Omaha. King John was in Chicago, and he was saying, "Hey, tell KC Steve to stop by to go out to Bally's or maybe River Casino." I said, "Well, King John, one of the problems is KC Steve's got 53 feet of monster behind him, and he's not going to be able to do that right now." So he got a big kick out of that. Hey, Trish, good evening. Well, the Robert Simpson asking about the weather. It's settling down now, but we had powerful storms, the kind of storms you get, when you suddenly have very low temperatures of snow and then you have very warm temperatures in springtime. Well, that's what you get. So we had flooded streets tonight and high winds, but no one's the worse for wear. Everything is fine. Chuck Ritter, I'm telling you, man, I'm burning through these cards because I want to start with the fresh deck tonight. This is going to be a little bit longer show. No, I'm sorry. It's definitely going to be a longer show because I'm putting together plans for what I'm going to do on my Vegas trip, and we are doing dry runs. This is kind of like when I spent my time in special forces in the military. You do all kinds of practice runs. You do all kind of dry runs before you do your quote-unquote wet run, live fire runs when you're doing things. I bet it was, Steve. Wow. Yeah, I bet it was. It was windy today. I'm hoping you weren't empty, man, but even if you had full load, it was probably blowing you around. Man. Yeah, so we did, Chuck Ritter and I did about 40 simulations today. Not as much autopsies as playing it and watching it happen, and then reflect back on it. So in each case, we were doing our thing. We're not changing anything. We're doing the banker chops the single and the pair of players. However many it needs to go, only going 2 though. Win on the first, you stop. Win on the second, you stop. Lose on the second, you stop. You're doing 2. That's all you're doing. And then you're going to flip right over and try to make that banker streak. Now, the reason you can flip right over is because the only way it did not streak was, I'm sorry, it didn't chop was because the player won again. So when the banker wins, you're going to bet for a streak there. So we're going to begin with banker chop single and pair of players, and that the banker will streak a single banker. And then I have more for you because we're working on more things. I want to drop a comment real quick that I spent time out at the Terre Haute Casino last night. I love that place. It is spread wide open and nice and comfortable. It doesn't feel all jammed up like you are at Shelbyville, but Shelbyville has a lot more players, a lot more traffic, and one of the downsides to Terre Haute is there's not as many players there, particularly for baccarat. Now we did. I'll tell you about the I block. We played the I block, and then we went back and I guess we put about 10 hands. And then we went back and we looked in the salon room where they have 2 baccarat tables. They have a $25 table that is a push on a banker 3 card 7, and then they have a $50 table that's a commission table. But everything looks fine except even on a Friday night there were no players on the $50 table. There were 3 players on a $25 table, and they lost their money so quickly. Then a woman came in and she was playing by herself, and so they don't have a lot of play over there. So that's going to be a problem. But I wish they to play because it's such a nice place. We played the iBlock wheel, the iBlock machine, Baccarat. Um, um, Dave Lindsay and Paul O'Brien, the two friends of mine over there, and uh, talked about all kinds of things, got to know each other, and we played the iBlock game. And it's a $5 game, so we were playing the same way we play here. We played a banker, chops, single, and pair of players, banker, streaks, banker, and it's a $5 game, so we were playing $5, $15, and $35 and $55 and up that way. The same thing, 1, 3, 7, 11, 17, 23. We never got to the 23. We never got to the 17. And once I had turned the $5, Paul O'Brien threw in some money. It was so nice of him. And once we got it jumped up there to about a $70 win, we cashed it out. And Paul wouldn't even take his money back, doggone him. But then we did the walk around and we went into salons and we continued to get to know each other, talking about things, and took a nice picture of us before we left. Hey, Johnny Baccarat, how you doing, buddy? And so the thing I would say about the iBlock $5 machine is, yes, you can play Baccarat there. I wouldn't recommend it. It is an RNG. It is a slot machine. It's not cheating you, no. I actually don't even believe that it's intuitive. I don't believe that it's trying to beat you. But it is an RNG, so if it starts with 416 cards or 406 cards, you never really see a cut because it plays every hand as though all the cards are available. So there's no deck penetration. Hey, Joseph Gurecki. Hope things good up there in Wisconsin. Down here in Indiana, man, high winds and heavy rain. Wow. It's steadied down now a little bit, but it was really something for a while. But the machine's fine, accepting that is off the top of a new deck, so to speak, because they don't have a deck. It just says, we're going to give this guy this and that guy that, and you bet whatever you want to bet, and that's how it works. So it rained all day. I hope you didn't have high winds, but there were high winds down here. You know, I was saying earlier, when you get this springtime weather, suddenly in the middle of winter, this is what you get. Okay, so we're going to shuffle now. Now, I'm telling you, we're going to be playing 3 different games. I'm going to play one game to start with, then another game, and then a different game, but they all will still be the same game, except the modification that's being made will be a very minor thing, meaning how the thing is executed. So we're going to begin with banker chops, single, player, and pair of players, and then banker streaks, single, banker. And so I'm going to do a no bet just to kick this thing off, and then I'm going to tell you this is going to be the way I want to play it at South Point. I'm planning my trip out there to South Point. I'll be calling that host out there to see can they do something about the room for me. So we got a banker win there, and so what we're going to do is we're going to play banker streaks single banker because that's what we got now. Now I'm going to play it like we'd play it there, and don't misunderstand this. This is a $10 table, so the denominations are 10, 30, 70, 10, 170, 230, 310, 400, 500, 650, and 800. 3, 6, 11 bets. We got to lose 11 in a row to go bust. So we got $3,000. Now, when I'm out there, what I'm going to do is play it this way, and I'm going to stop when I get up plus $100, and I want to win 8 sessions a day because I'll be right there in the hotel. They got all the tables right there. There's no messing around trying to find things and all that stuff. So Manuel Hernandez, hey, welcome, my friend. So we're going to begin with a $10 bet on the banker's going to streak. That's what the bet is. Oh, I should say this. Oh, I should track this. This is 10,770,176. So we're going to try to get to 276 or thereabouts, playing this way. Banker chops, single and pair of players, and banker streaks, single banker, which is what we have right now. A banker streaking, a single banker for the $10. Just imagine we were at South Point. Okay, so with that player win, we're going to come right back with another banker bet, but it'll be $30, the $30 bet. There it is. And a natural 8 comes forward. So we've lost 2. We're going to try to chop a player again with a $70 bet. This will be the 3rd bet in the row. Okay, now you just saw the beauty of the game is we lost the 10, we lost the 30, we won the 70s, which means we've won 33% of our hands. We've won 33% of our hands, but we've won $30 less the commission. That's why this works. The way the bet works is you lost 10, you lost 30, you won 70. And so, yes, they did take the commission out on us, but we went from 176 up to 203, just like that. We can go back down to $10 now, and since we got a single banker now, there it is. Now we're going to bet $10 at the banker streaks. And we're going to try to get a banker streak out of this. And we got it, so we just won a little more money. And we're happy winning wherever you win. You're very happy about it. Michael Steinfeld. I like that. Yeah, you know, Chuck and I worked really hard today, and I really, you know, how much I appreciate Chuck, but he just kept pumping them at me of this one and this one and this one and this one. This is what he came up with, and I'm working on the other side of it because he's working banker, chop, single, and pair players and banker streaks banker, and I'm working the other side, player, chop, single, and pair of bankers, and player streaks player. So we were comparing them, and it would always be a reciprocal kind of thing. If the banker streaked right away, won all kinds of things, and got their money and got out, well, then my side, being the player, was struggling. But it would right itself and get the money. If the player won first off going out, then the banker came back. So the plan is that you play one person on the bank, one person on the player. The first to 100 withdraws from the game. The one that's struggling stays in until he gets 100, and now you've made 200 on the session, and you can do 8 sessions a day, and you can do $1,600 a day. So that's one of the plan that's in play right then. So we just won with the streaking banker. So this is one of the times we don't have a bet. You don't have a bet if the player streaks past 2. You don't have a bet if the banker streaks to the 2. So we have no bet here. And if it streaks banker, we still have no bet. There it is, no bet. That's 3 bankers. We started at $176 and we're at $213. And the banker is streaking. We'll come back in after a player win. That's the old soccer game there. I call it a 0-0 tie. After the tie, the banker came back and won again. Okay, so we got a single player win there after that 5 streak. So we're going to go right back to the banker now that he will chop that single player. That's the bet. Oh, look at that. That's the heartbreaker there. You got the win, and they reduced him down. Okay, so we got to go to a $30 bet now because we lost a 10 when the reduction occurred. We had the 5-4 win. That 8 popped out on that 3rd card. That 9 natural does it for us, though, because it's the same thing. You lost a $10 bet, but then you won the 30, so it's a $20 win. Don't let the $10 table thing distract you. We are playing large bankroll, we're playing low betting amounts, and we're playing low session wins. That's what puts it in the crosshairs for us. Not taking big risks. Let's get the money over and over and over again. And so now we're at 232 from the 176, and we've got the 1 banker win, so we've got a no bet here. But the $10 bet can keep going up, and you can make the money. If it gets high, it'll ping pong on you, and you will have the money before you know it. Because you can go 10, 30, 70, 110, 170. You can win at 170, drop down and win at 110. And that $280 you just picked up gives you more than the money that you're reaching for in that session. And that's one of the other reasons that I devised the bet this way. I wanted the bet to be tactical. And I still might do one tiny tweak. I might do one tiny tweak on the fourth bet of the 11 units. I might move it to 12. Because when you win the 11 units, if you've lost the first bet, the second bet, and the third bet, the fourth bet, if you win it, you're at 25%, but you didn't get a profit. You broke even. And I would like for that bet to at least give us 1 unit. So I might tweak the fourth bet. We're always looking for ways to win. That's a single player. The banker's definitely dominating here. So we got 5, 10, 11, 11 to 5, and we're betting banker. So we're going to stay on it. We're going to try to see can the banker chop this player bet, just totally ignoring the percentages there and just making the bet. Obviously, the player is going to catch up at some point, but not this time, because it is a random thing, like Walter Penny said. It's a random thing. So we're at 242, and we have a banker win, so we don't have it. We've got a banker streak bet we want to make now. So I'm going to bet $10 on the banker. This is a one bet thing, trying to get the streak. And it got it. Very hot banker here. 252, so we're $24 away, and we have no bet now. And that push. Trying to win $100 in this opening session, beginning with the $10 bet. And the banker is just loading up the house. That player win. I'm going to see if I can. That looks a little better. I think the lens on my camera was a little bit bad. Dagsy, yeah, 12. Yes, please. Okay, I got you. I want to fix that. Yep, Dagsy caught onto that too. Okay, so we got one player win, so we're going to try to chop it for $10. There's the bet. Oh, look at that reduction again. Man, oh man, we've had 2 wins and the banker reduced. We'll rebet the $10. Picked up the 10 there. So we're at 262. We're $14 away with that banker win. So now we're going to bet $10 that the banker will streak. No, the banker's loaded up here. I mean, you're going to have player wins now, but hey, listen, the bet calls for banker. That's what we're going to make. And that's a 1 deep bet. We don't bet anymore. We lost the banker's streaks single banker. Bank wins again. I think I missed a bet back there. Yep, we'd have won that bet. Okay, sorry about that. I make a $10 bet now on the banker and see can he chop this single player bet. And he did. 262. I see what happened. Yeah, I lost that one bet. Also, we lost a streak bet. So we're going to bet a streak bet here. $10 that the banker will streak. Pulls a natural. 272. We're trying to get to 276. This is $96. There's no reason to go further. Right now, we're going to switch over. We made the $100 betting the banker. We're going to switch and we're going to go to player now. We're going to try to win $100 betting player. And this is player chops, single and pair of bankers, and player streaks, single player. $10 bets. 90% win rate Johnny Baccarat had playing that the banker player. And Trying to get him get a good look at this here. This is what we're playing to chop in the streak. Excuse me. So we will be betting player here for $10. And we have got 272 down there. $10 on the player. Trying to chop that banker. Got it done. So since we chopped it, we don't have another bet now, but we have a player. So now we're going to bet that the player is going to streak $10. Player streaking the single player. Got to push out of it. And we got the win there on the player win. So now we have no bet because after you do a streak win, you don't have a bet. And we're trying to get to 272. We started at 272. We're trying to get to 372. We have no bet here. Player streaking now. Still, that player's going to catch up. That's what happens. Walter Penny said it, man. Even if it was a coin flip, it would happen. Each one is random, but over time, they balance out. As a banker wins, so now we're going to try to chop this banker. $10 bet on the player. The natural gets us, so we bet a $30 bet. Now we're trying to chop the pair of bankers. 2 naturals. No more bets here. Banker streaking. Now if this player wins, we're going to bet $70 on the player. We've lost a 10 and a 30. We're betting the $70 on the player streak. We got it. So that's the good bet. We like that bet because you lost a 10-30, but then you won the 70. So you win 10 on the first bet, profit $20 on the second, profit $30 on the third. And then right now, the fourth just breaks even for you. But we're going to adjust that. So we got 2 player bets there, 2 player wins. And since we were betting player streaks, we don't have a bet now. We're going to come back with a $10 bet to chop the banker when the banker wins. But the player might streak a bit now because the player is going to have to catch up. There's the banker win. We got a player bet of $10. And the player wins with a natural. So now we're at 332. We are $40 away from our second session goal. We have no bet because... No, we do have a bet. The player chopped. So now we're going to bet the player will streak for $10. After your bet chops, you follow right up with the streak bet. Hey, Ron. Man, we're in the second session right now, Ron. Running it up. We're playing. We won with the banker chop single and pair player, and at the banker streak single banker. Now we're playing the other side, a second session, playing that the player will chop the single and pair of bankers, and that the player will streak the single player. We got to get to 372 to get our money, Ron. We're playing for $100 sessions, so we're going to play 3 of them tonight. And we're playing the $10 table just like this at the South Point Casino. This is the same way I'm going to play when I get there, and I'm going out there again very soon. I'm going to be talking to them out there, and as soon as I can arrange, I'll probably go for like a middle of the week through a while, and we're going to try to build the bankroll a little bit, and I'll get the thing booked up so then I can arrange for a low-price flight with maybe Allegiant or something. I'm trying to find the lowest costs for us because we don't want to lose money on the cost of getting out there and being there. I want to be eating for free. I want to be staying for free, and I want to take the money from them, all of it. That's what I want to do, and I want to build our bankroll. So There's the streaked player, which means we don't have a bet to make now. No bets until the banker comes back in. And the player's trying to catch up. And he's doing that right now. The beginning of the shoe was big, strong banker winning everything. Now the tide's turning because guess what? That's what it does. This is an actuarial game. You can bet on it, that it will turn on you. There's a KC Steve push right there. Steve be jumping on that 8-1 money. Oh, the player still came back in and got it. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, this is really, really good. But we're going to stay at it. Make sure we tweak it as much as we need it. So now we have got the player's going to chop the single and the pair of bankers. And there's the win. So we have $20 yet to win. So we're going to try to streak this player with a $10 bet. This is a one bet we make, one try at it. And we didn't get it. So now we're going to try to chop that banker for $30. Chopping the single banker right now. There's the win. And there is the 372, precisely, because we had no commissions taken out on us. The player gets all the money every time. That's exactly $200. So we started at 176, 10,770,000, 176. So we went to 272, which is a $96 win. And this time we won exactly 100. All right, so now the king is going to test fate. I am going to bet them both. I'm going to pretend there's two of us there, and I am going to try to keep track of it. And if I mess it up, it doesn't matter because you'll know what I'm trying to do. So me and Chuck Ritter are at the table. One of us is one, one's the other. The first one to get to $100 is going to get out of it. So I'm going to try to keep track of it as we're going. So the first bet is $10 on the player, $10 on the banker. Wish me and Chuck well. First one to 100 gets out, then the second one's got to find his 100, if you follow what I'm doing. I'll probably get this. This is going to be really, really... Okay, so the banker won. Okay, so the banker is going to try to streak with $10. The player lost, so the player is going to try to chop that single banker for $30. Now, it's going to be a lot easier when I'm on one side and Chuck's on the other. I'm trying to do them both now, so that's why I said I might find myself with a headache in just a second and say, all right, you got the point. So Chuck said $10 and because he's won one and the player has lost one. So here we go. Okay, so the player has won is plus 20. And now the banker, king is already mixed up. So the banker is going to try to chop for $30. Whoops. And the player is going to try to streak for 10. This is, all right. Here we go. So the banker chopped for 30. So the banker's going to try to streak for 10. And the player is going to try to chop for 30 because we got a single banker there. So there we go. The player's for 30, the banker's for 10. Oh, I love it. So the banker won 20. So now the banker has no bet. But the player has the chop of the pair, which gives the player a $70 bet. . and loses to a natural. So, oh shoot, I think that was wrong. That was wrong. Okay, I was supposed to wait because there were two. No, no, I think that's the second bet. Okay, let's leave it there. So I got a $110 bet coming up next. There's nothing here, so the banker's going to be at 10 and the player's going to be at 110. But we got a banker streak, so I'm probably going to do one more bet. I'm getting cross-threaded here. The banker streaking again. KC Steve getting those ties in here for me. Okay, so I'll bet $110 here, and I got $10 on the banker to chop this. And you do this anyway because they're independent bets. We just want one of us to get to 100 and then withdraw. So this isn't like this bet against this bet. They both are just legitimate bets, and both sides are just trying to get to $100 independently. And we will do it independently. Couldn't streak that player. So now the player's going to come back at 170 to try. Oops, no, the player. And what do we have here? So now the banker's going to try to streak for $10. He won the $10 chop. Player's taking it on the chin. Okay, so one last try at the player to chop. And the banker has no bet because the banker won their one streak. Oh, the player won to 230. Okay, so the player's going to try to streak for 170. I'm going to go back one. We just won 230. So we try to streak for 170. And the banker had no bet there. Now the banker's going to try to chop for $10 because he didn't have a bet. He didn't lose a bet. The last bet the banker made, he won. Oh, player tried hard, couldn't quite get it. Okay, so player's going to go to 230 on the chop. Banker is going to bet $10 on the streak. Nope. And there's the bet. Loving this because this is jacking the player up. So the player is going to have to go to 310 on the chop. Poor player just got slaughtered this time. And the banker has no bet. So the player won to 310. Now the player is going to go back one level to try to streak to 30. And the banker is going to go to $10 because the banker is going to try to chop this player. Well, folks, we just did it. So one of us, the player actually was getting killed the whole time, but the player pulled the routine where he won the 310 and the 230, being a $540 win. And that's the other beauty of this betting sequence. So now I'm going to stick with the banker for a little while longer only. The player is going to retire. He played badly, but he hit the bets when the money was on the line. And that's what we're going to try to do. So let's play a little bit more of We'll try to chop this for 30 bucks. We're on the banker side now. And there is the win. 474 is $2 over the 100. Okay, so we started at $10,770, $1,000, and 176, and we went to 474. So if you go that 276, 376, 476, you'll find we won $298 tonight, playing 3 sessions. I think that you guys will see that the worst we got was we did get the player up to 230 and 310, but that will happen. But that's better than if you're playing $25 or you're playing $100 and you're up to $800 bets and $1,000 bets, because we're not actually interested in winning $1,000 right now. There will be a time that we will be, but we're not interested right now. Yep. Yeah, without the commission. Thanks, Chuck. That's exactly right. So we played tonight. We played quite a bit, and that's why I knew we were going to play quite a bit tonight. But I want to just do the thing like I like to do. Let's check the balance, because the banker won everything early on and then kind of continued. We got 3, 5, 8, 10 like there, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 20, 22, 25, 28, 30, 35. We got 36 bankers. That's quite a bit, actually. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 16, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 players. So it's not as big a disparity as you thought. 36 to 29 is within measurements. So as much as the banker did dominate early, just like that, 14 to 6 early on, there was up by 8. From that point on, the player actually won 2 more than the banker. So actuarial game stands up. It is that way. It's never going to come out exactly even, or it does very rarely. But it's marginally one way or the other. Occasionally one does dominate, but it will right itself. I hope I didn't put anybody to sleep tonight. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I wanted you to see exactly how we're going to play it. I'm certain that I made mistakes into trying to cover both sides and going back and forth. But what was important is you see how it is. When Chuck's playing one side and I'm playing one side, or when Dave Lindsay's playing one side and I'm playing one side, or Paul O'Brien or whomever we're with is playing one side or the other, you'll see it. I was looking for Brett tonight. A new friend of ours jumped in. I was looking for him tonight, but I don't see him. But thank you, Michael Steinfeld. This is a solid way to play, and we believe we're going to get the money all the time. I particularly believe it when we're loaded with money, playing a $10 table. After all we want is to get 800 in a day. All we want is 100 at the time, and we're going to play it and we're going to get it. So thank you to all of you. Johnny, thank you. And KC Steve, thanks very much. Chuck, he had the 2 big bets at the end, made it for the player. That's exactly right, Chuck. And that's how it happens. Thank you, Trish. Thank you so very much. I wanted to include you on some emails so you would see what was going on, and always want to keep you up to speed on what's going on. Johnny Baccarat, thank you very much. This is professional investing. All we want to do is make it like Berkshire Hathaway. We want to make 6, 7, 8% every time, and just grow our money. Because as we have more money, just like anybody else, we become more powerful. Johnny Baccarat, thank you very much. To all of you, hit a like on the way out if you would. I'll see you in 2 nights. We'll do more of this because we're not doing anything else. Knowledge Bank TV, you're going to have to check what we did, buddy. This was the King's Club Baccarat professional play, winning every time. Hey, Ron, good night.